I've been doing print on demand for 11 years now. I've had my fair share of wins and fails, for that matter. And in part one, I mentioned certain things I noticed a lot of people are talking about and how they were all just lies, not true. Welcome to part two of more lies and hidden truths that no one ever mentions. Time to expose everything again. First things first, print on demand isn't just a side hustle. It's like any other legitimate business and should be treated like it. There isn't an earning cap on print on demand. It's not like you hit $500 a month and it's like, right, box ticked, side hustle acquired, no more growth possible. This doesn't happen like that. Just last month, we did $21,195. Usually we operate at around a 30% profit margin. Last month wasn't as good. We hit a few bumps and ended up with just over a 10% profit margin. But considering the average salary in the US is $63,795, that means we only need to profit $5,317 to replace the average salary. Not impossible at all. On the flip side, for so many, it is and always will be a side hustle because they focus solely on Redbubble or TeePublic, and that might not be your fault. It could be just what you're being told to do. Too many YouTubers are promoting those kind of platforms where, yes, print on demand would only ever be a side hustle, or in all honesty, it wouldn't even tick that box. You're not earning $500 on TeePublic or Redbubble. Another confusing point is not distinguishing between getting sales and finding a winner. Just because a design gets sales, it doesn't mean it's a winner. We have so many designs that got 3 to 5 sales when we ran traffic to them. Of course, we thought they were winners, but only once we saw a design do 10 plus sales a day and climb consistently did we really notice the difference between getting sales and actually finding a winner. You want to base your decisions on the winners, not the designs getting a couple of sales. At the end of the day, we want to scale this business, and we can only really do that with winners. One of the most annoying things I see is when people say t-shirts are oversaturated. Come on now, be original. I genuinely wonder if those people are saying it to keep the competition at bay. Like if there's a YouTuber getting 100,000 views telling you not to sell the most popular product, could there be an ulterior motive there? I don't know. Could he be trying to ward you off? Who knows? I have no idea, but if they're genuinely trying to help you, why are they bashing t-shirts? What I do know is t-shirts are not oversaturated, the market is flipping massive, and the space for selling t-shirts is bigger than ever before. Sure, you can make good money selling canvases or mugs or something else, but I don't understand why people want to risk trying to sell a way less popular product rather than just sell what is proven to work. We all wear t-shirts, we all have a whole bunch of them in our wardrobe. It makes sense to sell them. And following on from that, YouTubers not being fully transparent. Well, we all have bad days and bad months with our sales. Do you see that? No. Not really. We're in a world now where people have to constantly impress. You won't see big influencers or teachers showing their worst days, but this ends up giving a warped perception of the business. Not every day in pod is good. In fact, last month, like I said earlier, we had a 10% profit margin, or just over, which meant there were some really bad, terrible days in the month. It happens. It's normal. If you have a bad day, don't just assume you're doing something wrong and why is no one else struggling? Everyone has struggles, whether they show it or not. I recently just came out with a video detailing the entire of last month, the sales, the issues that we had, the reason why it was around a 10 to 12% profit margin. And I like making those videos because it allows you to see reality with print on demand rather than always just see this amazing, unrealistic view of print on demand. Here's a really common one we've all heard. I hear too many people saying, if you're not a designer, you shouldn't bother. And on the flip side, I hear so many people saying, nah, designs aren't that important. Well, designs are super important, probably the most important element, and you don't need to be a designer to succeed. Now, saying that, you might not need to be a designer, but you do need to understand the difference between a good design and a bad design, which is much easier to learn than actually learning how to design. Once you know that, finding designs is really not that complicated. We use Creative Market and Creative Fabrica for a huge portion of our designs. Even though I've been drawing since I could pick up a pencil, I still buy designs as it's so much faster and they're perfectly good to use. Being able to differentiate between a good design and a bad design allows you to go out there, find and buy designs, but make sure that you are only buying good designs. And above all else, no matter if you think the design is good or you think the design is bad, whatever the data shows is what people want. So for example, if you think you have an amazing design and you run a whole bunch of traffic to it and it does terribly, it gets no sales, the results are poor, the design probably wasn't good enough. Or it just didn't land very well, or people weren't ready at that time to buy it. So this is the crazy thing. You can be an amazing designer and still have so many designs not do well. Okay, on to the next one. And this is a common misconception, and I see it in the comments of videos a lot. That is, you need a huge amount of money to sink into ads just to find what works. Again, this is not true. You need money, yes, there's no denying that. I would say, $1,000 is a good amount, which, if you put that into perspective, most businesses someone starts would cost that amount anyway, it would cost way more than that. Now, with those ads, it's a matter of slowly testing lots of well-researched designs to find winners. That way, you can then scale, and at which point you're getting a return. So you're not really throwing money at Facebook hoping something catches on. Anyone that tells me they spent thousands and thousands on ads and got nothing, it just blows my mind. Like, did it not occur at any point that something was wrong? Maybe you should have paused the ads. Maybe you should analyze and see what's going on. There are many signs to say if an ad is not doing well. Now, I know that was really harsh and I'm not having a go at anyone, but I just know there's a huge amount of people that have a few bad experiences that end up scarring the people who haven't even tried, and then they don't want to give it a go because of everything that they see. All I want to say with ads, it's important to know that it's a slow start to find winners. You don't have to sink $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 into ads to try and find a winner. And I want to give you one last hidden truth. This will really open your eyes into the potential of print on demand. Before I do though, can you smash that subscribe button if you've liked this video or any of my content for that matter? Okay, here goes. Organic marketing is the ultimate end goal for print on demand. There, I said it. Easy, right? Just build a fan page of 10 million people and then you'll be rich. Oh, if only. Whilst this isn't exactly false, you've got to put a huge amount of time and effort into growing a brand and its socials to get to the point where you're able to get a serious amount of traffic, or organic traffic that is, and then that leads to free sales. But when you do, it is the ultimate goal. The reason why I say it's the ultimate goal, even over selling the business, is because let's say you sell the business, right? You get a whole huge lump sum of money. That's great. If you build up the socials to millions and millions and millions, then you're able to get so many organic sales without you having to do that much work. And then at that point, you'll have a customer service team handling all of that stuff. You'll have people in place to handle various different things, and you won't have to rely on Facebook ads. And that's why I think it's a pretty awesome end goal. And then on top of that, when you do come to sell the business, you're not just selling a brand, you're selling a brand with a huge following, which will add so much value to that business. Here is a perfect example. We profit $17 to $20 per t-shirt. It's quite a lot. I know. Once you factor ads into it, we end up with nearer $10. And this is still great. However, with enough time, once our brand socials have properly grown, we'll be getting free traffic and making pretty much double on every sale. And this is mainly because we don't have to rely on that paid traffic, so our profit margins just drastically go through the roof. And that should be the end goal. There's still so many more lies and hidden truths within print on demand. I could go on for hours and hours. And if you could think of any, let me know in the comments down below. And of course, if I have upset anyone or triggered anyone, that wasn't the goal. I'm just trying to bring a more transparent view into the world of print on demand.